This is Roger Struckoff with Cloud Expo TV at Cloud Expo, day 3, third and final day of the show here in Santa Clara, California. And we're joined right now by Richard Smith with Data Theorem, and he and his company trust data, right?
In data we trust.
And data we trust. And the back is his company name. So what's going on? Why are you here? And what are you providing to people?
Yes.
Oh, and thanks for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us. So we are a mobile application and API security company, and we're also focusing now on some of the more modern web architectures out there as well. So that's what we do. Our heritage comes from the mobile side and helping a lot of our customers build out a mobile application security program so that we can do things like automated static and dynamic analysis and penetration testing and things like that, but also to do it in a way that scales with modern DevOps practices so that it integrates with your CI/CD workflows and things like that, so that you're not having to do traditional manual testing and things like that to keep up with the pace in which developers are releasing software. But what recently we launched into is our API security solutions, which is really for two reasons. When we started to look at where we started seeing data breaches and where the headlines were coming from, the mobile application's one piece of that and making sure it's secure, but a lot of times it's talking to those cloud infrastructures, and that's where you see those big headlines for millions of records lost and things like that, is those leaky APIs from organizations. And so we shifted our focus last year, not shifted, but we expanded our focus to start looking at how we can help our customers secure those.
With leaky APIs comes a lot of finger pointing, I think, and that seems to be an enormous problem, or let's say an enormous opportunity for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. As we started doing some of the research around going into the space, and talking to Gartner and some of the other things, Gartner kind of highlighted the top 3 challenges they saw for APIs for their customers and the research they were doing. The first was lack of security understanding, right? So understanding security, lack of skills for APIs from their teams, and then a lack of standards. And so obviously, as we look at these top 3 and we look at these pain points, number 1 being that security, 2 being the skill set to understand what needs to happen there. We looked at it and said, okay, so there's definitely something here that's important that's not being addressed that we can go address. And so we looked at it from 2 perspectives. The first is, how do you go out and identify all the APIs in any given environment, right? Especially across these multi-cloud developer environments we're seeing, right? And everybody's got an AWS instance, some form of Azure, or even Google Cloud Platform now. And they're even starting to use more advanced elements like serverless, like Lambda and functions and so forth, which makes it much more challenging for security teams to understand what's in that environment when it's so easy to spin up an API in a few minutes for a developer. Right. And so we go out and we crawl all those environments, including private clouds. So if you've got API gateways and on-prem, and we find all those APIs and we inventory them all for you and give you visibility across that environment. And then the second part is we will then go and you can create a security policy. And once you've defined what your security policy is, and we typically look at it from 4 core tenets of security: authorization, authentication, encryption, and availability, we can make sure that those APIs that are known and unknown that we discover all meet that standard. And if they don't, we'll alert those security teams, let them know, hey, you've got a gap here that you need to address. And then we're even now looking to enable them to do things like webhooks so that they can run scripts and determine how they want to remediate the issues.
But it never ends. What happens if the underlying infrastructure changes, or if it's dynamic? I mean, as I understand it, if you're, let's say, a hybrid or multi-cloud environment, it's not static. I mean, it may change. It may be built to change dynamically, as far as I know. How do you deal with all that?
Yeah, so that's the beauty of our Discover platform. It's designed to go across all those different environments as they're changing. So the reality is we do see a lot of our customers, they may be in this cloud today, they may be in another cloud tomorrow, and we have the ability to hook into all those and scan it. We can even do some more unique things that we're introducing, which is even be able to go look at more modern web apps, like single-page applications built in things like React or Angular, and we can actually crawl through those and actually find all the APIs the backend's using on those platforms, and start to inventory that as well. So we can even do that without even having to hook into some of the clouds.
And then if the customers are deploying new apps, or do they change them? The API infrastructure, if you will, or the API, all the APIs in the system, are they changing as well?
Yeah, so as those APIs change, the Discover side of things will just go back and start to re-inventory them, and as the new ones pop up, there it goes, it finds it, makes sure it meets that policy. If it doesn't, it lets you know, and then you can go ahead and get it secure.
I think you just told me you automate a lot of that.
We do everything fully automated, so we're a completely SaaS-based platform. So across the board, we don't have to put any on-prem architecture. So we're truly SaaS-based.
And who are your customers? What size, what location, what markets, or is just a customer to you?
Yeah, no. So we do everything from Fortune 500 all the way down to small SMB-sized companies. So we expand everything across the board.
Another SMB. We've been doing these interviews at Cloud Expo for 10 years and then under another name before that. But since the beginning of the cloud days, the last decade or so, we were focused a lot on the bigger companies. But now this year, I'm talking to so many people, including you this morning, that are really delivering things to SMBs. And I thought that's a great opportunity, and it's great for those businesses. So whether you're a large company or a small company, how are people going to find you? What's your website, social stuff if you're doing it?
Yeah, so the website's www.datatheorem.com/cloud, and you can check out everything we're doing around the Cloud Expo. And then obviously you can go to our Twitter handle, which is at DataTheorem.
Can't beat it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys.
For Cloud Expo TV, this is Roger Struckoff. Thanks. Bye.